Hey y'all! Welcome back to Dirty Facts Hollywood. If you missed part 1, go check that out first. We broke down who Roman Polanski is and why his name carries so much weight and so much controversy. Today we're going back to the beginning, because before he was a filmmaker, before he was a fugitive, he was a little boy trying to survive one of the darkest periods in human history. Roman Polanski was born Rajmund Roman Thierry Polanski on August 18, 1933, in Paris, France, to Polish parents. His father was a painter and graphic designer. His mother was a Catholic of half-Jewish descent. In 1936, the family moved back to Poland, where Roman spent most of his childhood. At the age of 6, Polanski and his family were forced to flee Poland following the Nazi invasion. They spent 3 years in the Krakow ghetto, enduring starvation, disease, and the constant threat of death. Polanski witnessed horrors during this period, including the loss of his mother. She was 4 months pregnant when she was taken to Auschwitz, and they unalived her in the gas chamber shortly after arriving. He also watched as his father was marched away.
He recalled one of his earliest memories of the terror that was to come, and I quote, "I had just been visiting my grandmother when I received a foretaste of things to come. At first, I didn't know what was happening. I simply saw people scattering in all directions. Then I realized why the streets had emptied so quickly. Some women were being herded along by German soldiers. Instead of running away like the rest, I felt compelled to watch. One older woman at the rear of the column couldn't keep up. A German officer kept prodding her back into line, but she fell down on all fours. Suddenly, a pistol appeared in the officer's hands. There was a loud bang and blood came welling out of her back. I ran straight into the nearest building, squeezed into a smelly recess beneath some wooden stairs and didn't come out for hours. I developed a strange habit, clenching my fists so hard that my palms became permanently calloused. I also woke up one morning to find that I had wet my bed." When his father was being marched away with a long line of people, young Roman tried to get close enough to ask what was happening. He got within a few yards. His father saw him, but afraid his son would be spotted by German soldiers, whispered in Polish, "Get lost."
Polanski escaped the Krakow ghetto in 1943 and survived with the help of Polish Roman Catholics, including a woman who had promised his father she would shelter the boy. He attended church, learned to recite Catholic prayers by heart, and lived outwardly as a Roman Catholic, though he was never baptized. His efforts to blend in were reportedly difficult, which may partly explain why he later identified as an atheist, saying he no longer believed in God. In 1945, Roman was reunited with his father, but his father later died of cancer, leaving Roman an orphan at 14. German soldiers also forced Polanski to participate in cruel games, where they used him as target practice. Author Ian Freer has concluded that the visceral, atmospheric tension Polanski created on film was directly influenced by these childhood fears and anxieties. Despite all of this, Roman showed remarkable resilience. He was a gifted artist, a keen photographer, and developed a passion for cinema, watching films at every opportunity. He was described as quiet and introspective, but also mischievous, playful, and fascinated by magic and illusions. He loved magic tricks and illusions as a kid. And honestly, that tracks. Because this man has spent decades making his criminal consequences disappear. So the magic started early. One lesser-known detail: Polanski suffered a serious accident at age 6 when he fell from a balcony and sustained a head injury requiring surgery, leaving a permanent scar on his forehead that he concealed throughout his life. His sister was quoted as saying,
"He was the strongest among us. He never lost his sense of humor, and he always believed that things would get better."
I've grown up in Poland. My mother was killed by Germans very soon, and my father was taken to the concentration camp, and I was by myself. Movies were becoming an absolute obsession with me. I wasn't thrilled by just everything connected with the cinema, not just the movies themselves, but the aura that surrounded them. I loved the luminous rectangle of the screen, the sight of the beam slicing through the darkness from the projection booth, the miraculous synchronization of sound and vision, even the dusty smell of the tip-up seats. More than anything else, though, I was fascinated by the actual mechanics of the process.
That obsession with film would take him all the way to the top of Hollywood. In part 3, we're getting into his career, the films, the fame, the awards, and the relationships that defined his life before everything fell apart. Don't go anywhere.